Hello and welcome to Afternoon Tea with Karen. I'm still in Twitter jail for being mean, and I got an email from YouTube today saying my last video wasn't monetized because of copyright, except I'm not monetized, but it's nice of YouTube to tell me. There are some things I forgot to say in regards to the red bins changing to fortnightly to pay for the kitchen caddy to go into your FOGO bag to go into your green waste bin. They reintroduced it in February 2025, and that cost won't appear until our next rates notice in 26 to 27. So whereas the waste management is $440, I'm just guessing it will be $680. And the idea of wrapping it in paper towel, tissue, or newspaper is because I know people who use it and have said that the bags split open and it goes smelly and it gets picked up every 2 weeks. So I'd rather wrap it up. If raw and cooked meat and bones might attract some rats in my neighbourhood. Anyway, we're doing it to reduce landfill, cut greenhouse gas emissions, especially methane, which weighs 0.0007168 grams per cubic centimetre, and create nutrient-rich compost, which also creates methane. Now, from my video from yesterday, look at that, 222 subscribers. I think that's an auspicious number. I'll ask Susan Lee next time I see her. The content of the red bins is supposed to be going to the incinerator in Laura that hasn't been built yet because Geelong Council had zoned the area residential for residential development. So that's currently in the courts. But there's still another 6 incinerators going around Melbourne, and that's why I started collecting the stuff that all fits together. He's got a nice big kitchen, hasn't he? Anyway, let's watch some current affair now.
Welcome back. For 40 years, Aleda tended to her front garden. Every flower, stone and blade of grass treated with care. Her neighbours loved it. She loves it. So why is council asking her to tear it all down?
Look at these ones.
Oh, I know. He's one of my favourites.
Very pretty.
There's birds, bees and butterflies in this garden, and there's Aleda.
See, I had to cut all that down yesterday. Oh, I love my flowers.
Every day from 9 to 3, you can find this great-great-grandmother working in her garden.
It's just nice to do it. I like being out there.
She lives for a garden. If it wasn't for a garden, she probably wouldn't be here, to be honest.
Granddaughter Casey's grown up watching it bloom.
We've actually just introduced her to poison. She used to get on her knees and with a knife and scrape all of her brick paths and driveway.
Everything that needs to be is centimetre perfect.
Do you like to have the grass a certain length?
Yes, it's 4 inches high.
It's just the council doesn't agree.
And then they want me to take all that out. For goodness sake, how ridiculous.
For 40 years, Aleda's garden has expanded around council-planted trees on the nature strip at her Ballarat North home in regional Western Victoria, changing slightly in 20 years, and the neighbours love it.
Lots of kids in the neighbourhood enjoy coming
Looking,
through
yeah.
and having a look, and yeah, it's
They
really
call
beautiful.
it their fairy garden.
Yeah.
Even the buses stopped and the bus drivers got out and said, I've got to compliment you on your garden.
But the city of Ballarat has decided Aleda's garden is a threat to pedestrian safety, even though in the 4 hours we filmed in her garden, we didn't spot a single pedestrian.
Apparently the council have had a complaint to say that her garden is a trip hazard.
Has anyone ever tripped to your knowledge or fallen over?
Never.
No,
never.
not to our knowledge.
No, never.
The City of Ballarat is demanding a later provides a clear and continuous path. Now, I'd say this is clear and continuous, but it needs the path to be 1.5 metres wide. Now, Aleda meets that requirement everywhere but here, where she's 40 centimetres shy. Now, I'd bet this isn't a high traffic area. So is it really necessary to force an 86-year-old to rip up her garden over 40 centimetres?
They wanted her to dig it out to an extent until I explained that the trees had been there for 40 years, so which they replied, well, we can leave the trees, but we'll have to remove anything that's movable.
Council gave 86-year-old Aleda 6 weeks to move all unfixed items in her front yard.
They said anything that could be moved should be moved.
They want pot plants, bird baths, statues gone, even though they're well within the 1.5 metre rule and not obstructing the footpath.
They would have to go into her garden to trip over those items.
When Aleda failed to do this, they sent a fine in the mail.
No higher up people come and try and discuss it or even offer to help her.
Why didn't they do that 40 years ago? You know, I could have got the shovel out, but not now. Gee whizzy.
Aleda's argument is that the path is eventually blocked by a pole and her letterbox, as well as the fact many gardens nearby also fail to meet the 1.5 metre rule.
I'm not going to pay it. I don't know what they're going to fall over.
$500 for a single pensioner. Can she afford this?
No, absolutely not. And I have told her not to pay it. And I even asked, I said, what are you going to do? Make her spend the rest of her days in prison?
In a statement, council said,
the complaints were based around community members not being able to safely navigate the area without having to walk on the road, as well as concerns about visibility for motorists. If the access improvements to the nature strip are carried out, we will withdraw the fine.
Bugger off and mind your own business and hope your lawn is as good as mine.
Yeah, okay. If she was my grandmother, I'd pay it. Request an extension of time from the council to do the works, while I get quotes for a fence like the one across the road or the one on top of the hill there. However, if I was a current affair, I'd introduce her to these people and get her on another TV show.
At a time when so many are struggling, Block favourites Jess and Norm are back to help battling families. They're taking on a new challenge to change lives, and they're doing it one reno at a time.
It's about bloody time, about like had a break.
As you can see, the farm's spectacular, but the house.
Well, I have sheep living under it.
The only way we can do it is with friends, family, a lot of blood, sweat and tears.
With only 5 days and a razor-thin budget, the homes of Aussie families are about to be totally transformed.
What are your first thoughts?
It's awesome.
Get your tissues ready. The first season of Budget Battlers is here.
So to get a show, you'd need a few things done. So there's the fence and maybe do a kitchen reno so she's got more room for a FOGO bin. And that will do. See you later. Bye.